make gingerbread and we're going to be baking it with my dad. This is my dad's.
Yeah, great stuff. Right.
I'm at home just now because it's the Christmas holidays. This is our family kitchen. And I thought I'd bake this with my dad because he's kind of just got into cooking for over the past few months. And baking is one of the things that he's really good at. And this is one of his favourite recipes.
Yes, it is actually. I got it from a friend, and you can mix and match, but yes, it's one of the ones I like doing.
Yeah, and it's raining outside right now and it's so cold, so we just thought nice warm gingerbread will be lovely with a cup of tea for later on today.
The ingredients I will be using today are self-raising flour, caster sugar. Instead of using butter, this mix is margarine. And of course, where we would be without an egg. The basis of it all is black treacle. And to give it an extra spice, I'm using crystallised stem ginger. And to complement the treacle, I have mixed spice and ground ginger. Now you can add walnut halves to give it a nice crunchy feeling, and to bond the mix well together, milk.
So Dad, before we get started, you mentioned that you're putting walnuts in your gingerbread because you like the crunch, but is that just an added extra ingredient? You don't have to put that in, do you?
No, you don't. The ingredients before that are the basic ones required, but you can also use raisins or sultanas or even dates.
If you don't like walnuts or sultanas, raisins, dates, that kind of thing, you don't need to put that in. That's just a little extra ingredient because that's what we prefer. So what's the first thing we need to do, Dad?
Sift the flour and mix it with the sugar.
And the spices?
And the spices, of course, yes.
Okay. So we're taking 450 grams of self-raising flour and putting it in a sieve. And we've got a large mixing bowl to try and stop all the flour from going out of the bowl. And once you've done that, you can add the sugar. And that's 225 grams of caster sugar. And then you add the mixed spice and ground ginger, and that's 1.5 teaspoons of both. And then Dad's going to mix that together.
Yes, what a good idea.
You do that until it's all nicely combined.
I find with treacle being rather messy, what I've done here is I've weighed the pot onto the scale, and then I've weighed in the exact amount of treacle which I heated up to make it run easier. And into that I will be putting the margarine, which hopefully will come out nicely. There we go. And then that will be going onto the gas to melt and be stirred into one.
So that's 350 grams of treacle and 175 grams of margarine.
I'll now take the egg, which I've whisked up, and put it into a bowl here, and take the milk, which has already been weighed out.
And that's 275 mils of milk, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon. Okay. There we go, and with a fork, I'll whisk this up.
So once margarine and treacle is melted, what do you do?
I then take the egg and milk mix and combine it into the treacle.
And do you take that treacle mix off the heat before you do that?
Yes, I've just, it's come up nicely, and I'll just take it off the heat there just now.
Okay.
So I'll pour that in, and we'll stir that nicely, make sure it's all together.
So what's next, Dad?
Okay, now just before I put in the treacle mix, I'm putting in stem ginger, all cut and quartered. Then on top of that, we'll put in the treacle and butter mix.
And that was about 110 grams of ginger, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's correct, yes, 110 grams. Put it nicely in. On top of that, the added ingredient that I'd like to try this time is 110 grams of halved walnuts. And then mix and beat it all in. It's working away. folding it over. This does take a little bit of elbow grease and also patience.
It smells yummy. We like to make more than you need, so this gingerbread recipe actually fills in 2 kind of loaf tins. These are £1 loaf tins.
£1 tins, hopefully.
Yeah. So we're making 2 of these, so 1 for now and 1 for later.
And I will get the weighing machine. Excuse me.
So what, is this just to make sure if you're going to be really mathematical?
No, this is the test for he who doesn't do it properly. That's weighing in at 1290. Wow. That's at 1320. So slightly more than one than the other. We're now going to put them in the oven for an hour and a half. But we'll do a test with the skewer before that to make sure that they're properly baked. And here's hoping. I never like to bake without having a glass of wine. Not that I overindulge, but it just finishes off the effort I've put into this. Cheers. Right, we're back again. It's been in the oven for an hour and a quarter. I've checked it and I think it's perfect, so I'm switching the oven off. I've already taken one out and I'm just about to take the other one out. And it looks absolutely fantastic. Well, to me it does. So I'll lay it on the cooling rack. Okay, now we've taken the gingerbread out of the oven, and with this new trick I've got here, I'm removing from the tin. Wow, that's absolutely brilliant. There we go, magic. And we'll give that 10-15 minutes to cool off a bit, and hopefully we'll be able to sample it with a nice cup of tea. Now that we have baked the gingerbread and we've sliced a bit of it, it looks absolutely delicious, and I would ask Rebecca if you'd like to join Father in a bite of the cake.
Sure, go for it.
Honest now, your honest opinion please.
It's lovely.
Do I get 10 out of 10 for that then?
You know, I always think it's good to have a sense of improvement, that you can still improve. But so we'll give it a 9.5.
9.5?
But yeah, no, it's yummy. It's actually it's really, really yummy. With the crystallised stem ginger.
It makes all the difference.
And it's not too gingery.
Anyway, I think I'll sign off with the last bite of the gingerbread. Goodbye.
And we're going to be making it with my dad. Then that's my dad.
Hi, I'm Dad. Why? That was good fun.
No.
What was wrong with that?
Right.
No, I'm meant to be doing the baking, you know.
I know, but...
You're only the consultant.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Would you like to go?